What's up, y'all? So, as per usual, the internet is in a frenzy. That old dog, that old coot, the old heads used to say. Ah, they let that old coot out of jail. It's not funny. That word just cracks me up. It's not funny. Um, but there are a lot of strong feelings and strong opinions around this. And as there should be, as there absolutely should be, because this is it's really, and I'm still trying to process my thoughts on this myself. It's really it's really difficult to not empathize or not understand why so many people are upset. This situation is really triggering for a lot of people. A lot of survivors, women that never had the courage to speak up or say something, may just really be feeling really triggered, as an empath, I feel that, a lot of, feeling helpless, feeling voiceless, you know. So I completely get it. And for me, that's really what it's about. It's not about the fucking, you know, all this, you know, television cartoon shit that this is playing out as. Like him as just like a fucking character, you know, this character that, they can parade out and, you know, use, how they feel, use him as, how they feel. If you're only good if we say you're good, stay in your place and don't get out of your place. And the sad part is, you know, well, a lot of niggas is happy to be in a place as long as they getting paid. Okay, I'll stay at my place. And then the money and the fame gets to their head, and they end up wilding out, and you know they end up getting dealt with. Now, I never rejoiced in this man going to jail. I never did. I never did. And I never, I didn't. I'm not rejoicing with him being released because don't get me wrong. Um, I do believe that he is a predator. I do believe that man is guilty of the things that he has been accused of in most cases. Um, However, he's fucking 83 now. He got one foot in a fucking grave. So to drag him out and make him a spectacle for a topic as sensitive as this is insulting. This is disgusting. This is absolutely fucking disgusting. And it's weird, like there's more to it than just Bill Cosby. Like this just isn't about your favorite TV dad. A lot of y'all cartoon ass niggas just like him can't separate the celebrity that you love from the reality of the person that you don't fucking know. You don't know this man. And that's always been the thing that I've always stressed. That's always been the thing that I would get in my feelings about. I don't know Bill Cosby personally. But what would get me in my feelings is the way everybody was acting like they did. Like he's just somebody that was on television. Like, yeah, he may have done some, philanthropic things, but again, that doesn't a lot of these horrible men do. Some of it consider it, balancing their karma. Like, I know I ain't shit. I know I'm out here, raping bitches and, hurting people, whatever. Let me give a couple million to this university. Let me, Let me clear my conscience and get my karma right, and also get me a fucking tax write-off. Good night. But still, at the end of the day, you don't know this man. You don't know what his proclivities are. You don't know what his past traumas are. You don't know him at all. You don't even know, man. Listen, like in this day and age, for all we know, this how deep this shit is. For all we know, Bill Cosby could have died fucking years ago. We don't know who the fuck that is. They got propped up in the fucking media. That's how crazy this shit is. That's how crazy. That's how absolutely insane this is. And that's what bothers me. Like the way people get in their feelings defending a man that they don't know. Never mind, women, getting up in the morning and struggling to pull themselves out of bed because they are dealing with trauma that they've never really been able to feel comfortable with telling somebody. Never had anybody to help them get justice. Never had anybody on their side. And this is why. This is why all somebody has to do is have some fame and some money, and they can do horrible things, and everybody will make it seem like the person calling foul is in the wrong. And like I said before, this got dug up recently. This had been an issue for a long time, for a very long time. It's absolutely disgusting. This has been an issue for a long time. But again, because of who he is, because of the level of fame and influence he was able to get, again, people overlook it. People overlook, I don't want to look behind that curtain. I don't really want to know what the Wizard of Oz is doing. And that's what it is. And they play out again this fucking cartoon, Oz, fantasy island shit. It's a bunch of weird shit. What really is going on that they have this out here as a spectacle? This is a spectacle. This isn't justice. This is a spectacle. For people trying to act like, he didn't do these things. Just because he was released doesn't mean he wasn't guilty. That's y'all don't understand. Like again, y'all don't get how the law works. Just like there are people that get convicted that are innocent. Some people get released that are not. And come up with these loopholes and tricks and all kind of shit. Especially and the more money you have, the more loopholes that they can find. He had already he had already confessed in deposition. He had already incriminated himself. He already had told that he did these things. And again, like I said, the legal loopholes and the how and the why, to me, is irrelevant. He said he did these things. And it's unfortunate, like I said, for the women involved, how tricky, these legal cases can be. Because for a lot of time, like when you have money, it's not about you know justice. It's about, I can do what I want. I'm above the law. When you have a certain amount of money, you are above the law. And that's of any race. That's of any race. And again, that's because we focus too much on what we see on television. Again, there's a cast of characters that they like to use. And they like to keep people pitted against each other because that's what people like. People have always liked it from the fucking stadium gladiator days where people would gather in these old stadiums and watch animals. And people still do. Watching bullfights, watching humans fight, watching boxing, watching sports. That's what people like. Remember in the movie The Matrix, the Smith said, you humans define your reality through suffering. And that's why I'm always like, why do people get deep in their feelings? This is what you like. You don't want to know the facts. You don't really want to know how something works. You don't really want to make sure that certain people get justice. You don't really want to make sure, your communities are safe. You want to watch the drama. It's old. Y'all like giving y'all energy to the shit. And I ain't saying, like in drama is wrong, but there's a fine line between drama and understanding when something is just corruption and something needs to be dealt with. And things are getting dealt with. Trust and believe. Like I said, don't fall for the tricks. Don't fall for the smoke and mirrors. Know that shit is getting dealt with. This is some weirdo shit. I don't know what's going on, but this is some weirdo shit. Like I said, I may not know, I may not have all the answers, but I definitely got some fucking questions. What's really going on? Seems to me, the way things normally go, they finding loopholes when they got some information out that man. He told on somebody, he snitched, he gave up information. And he old, they got the information they needed from him. He like, I'm old, fuck that. I ain't man. What you want to know? My old ass ain't about to rot in jail. What you want to know? Told it all. Like he been telling it all because he been under heat for a long time. And he ain't the only one. But they got his old ass propped up outside in the fucking heat. That weird ass man standing next to him, all them weirdos standing next to him. Nobody, did y'all see that? Everything about that was strange. Everything about that was strange to the point where I'm really going to go back and watch it a couple more times to see if I can pick up on why were these things so strange to me? Why does this look off to me? Why when that man said it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. That was the cringiest, rapiest shit that went through my soul. That was the creepiest shit that like here's the thing when it comes to news, I worked in PR for years. I know the tricks. I know how the shit go. They don't just do shit on the fly. These press conferences don't just happen on the fly. And when they do happen on the fly, it's for a reason. When it happens on the fly, that's an ambush. They're trying to get something to throw out there to incriminate people or to cause a distraction or to cause a controversy. Nothing ends up on the news for just randomly. That was not a random news conference. They didn't just pull up on that man, like, you know what I'm saying? That was weird. That was very staged. Like it was very and in a weird way. That man is 83 years old, is hot as fucking Satan's balls, and y'all got him outside and he can't talk, and everybody, why if again, that wasn't random. That wasn't random. They didn't just pull up on him. He knew not to talk, but he did more damage letting that asshole speak for can't. I can't. If y'all don't, man. And did you see that? Like, why was he squeezing that white lady's hand so hard? Did anybody notice that? Did anybody notice that? And miss me when he old and because again he is old and it's hot as fuck outside. They couldn't get him a walking stick or a chair or a wheelchair to sit down in. That would have been a good visual. That would have been a good visual. He's in a wheelchair. That this will garner more sympathy for the people that believe him, for his supporters. He was standing up. That was again. It's about the visuals. He was standing up for a reason. And again, did you see how hard he was squeezed? Like, I was like, he's squeezing her hand pretty hard. And like I said, missed me with the old, and he might have been needing like to lean on her. Okay, again, it's a bunch of men around. Let him lean on one of them tall, strong men. Why he squeezing her hand like that? And how extra was it? Why does she have not guilty on her arm? What kind of cartoon shit is that? What kind of fake shit is that? Did anybody notice that? Who would do that? And where was Camille? Where was his wife? Bitch, every time Bobby Brown got out of jail, Whitney was front and center, bitch. Right, wrong, Whitney was there. Where was Camille? This is an opportunity to, again, the visuals. This would have been a great opportunity. Because for me, the smart thing to do visually would to be to have him, to have his wife there, and not even, say anything. That would have been the respect, whoever in his camp, that would have been the respectable thing to do. To say, not say anything, not say anything. So the Cosby family would like for everybody to respect their privacy right now, not to say anything. And just to show him, seeing his wife again, giving her a hug, and then going into their fucking home. This was some stage shit. This man. Like I said, y'all ain't gotta believe me, but I worked in public relations for years, and I coordinated a lot of shit that ended up on network television. So I don't. Like I said, I know the tricks. I know it's about the visual. I know it's about creating a message without saying it, doing indirect shit, a certain look to get a certain response or to have a certain effect. So what's really going on? This is deeper than, like I said, like people thinking, oh, my beloved television father. He's a TV character. He was not your father. And again, I don't rejoice in this. I don't rejoice in this man's humiliation. I don't. But I do believe he brought it on himself. I do believe these women. It's unfortunate all the way around. And I'm not the type of person, like I said, when he went to jail, and like I said, when they found guilty, I did not rejoice in that. I didn't create any posts saying, anything, petty or anything, because again, this is a sensitive topic. I'm very mindful of that. I don't take this lightly at all. Like, yeah, it's a time to joke. Yeah, jokes is funny. Like I said, I laughed as soon as I started this about calling him an old coot. Certain shit is funny, but like I said, I'm still very mindful of the fact that this is a very sensitive topic. And that man, I don't even, like I said, at his age, and to be honest, when it comes to this type of stuff, I don't. It's because again, people make it about and not that race doesn't play a part in it. I definitely wouldn't say that, because it is sometimes it always is about race, but when you're black. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the way certain things play out, you got to know that, like, I don't know, like it's just really hard. Like, people really make it seem like it this is only happening because he's a black man. And what I'm saying is, like, that's not 100% accurate. Yes, it may play a part in it, but that's not just it. Because again, at one, I don't know, you know, I'm not checking. I'm not pocket watching him. I don't know what his worth is. I don't know what his net worth is. But whatever it is, like, like, he's not the only person with wealth. He's not the only black man out here with wealth. So why is it all of these women have to have something to say about him, and people think, oh, it's just somebody trying to tear down a black man? He's not the only black man with money, power, and influence. So again, why is he the spectacle? Where are the stories about dozens and dozens of women coming out about Denzel Washington? Where are the stories about the dozens and dozens of women coming out, about Eddie Murphy? Both of those men are two very powerful men in the industry. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure they've had their scandals, but again, why is Bill Cosby's the one being dragged out? That's always, again, that's the question you got to ask. For the people, oh, they're just trying to get money. And don't get me wrong, like I agree, like sometimes that may be the case, but again, when a man is wealthy, or anybody, when anybody is wealthy, yeah, it brings out the people who don't have, and it's not even just about wealth. For Bill Cosby, it wasn't just about he has money and I'm trying to get it. It's he has access, he has influence, he can give me opportunities. That's what people are looking for. Because again, when you keep people in desperate situations, when people don't have shit, you have to find ways to get it. And the people holding the keys are not going to be like, oh, here's how you here. I mean, you know what? Let me just open the door for you. No, it's, what are you going to do for me? Suck my dick. Let me fuck you. Do this, do that. It's exploitation. Exploit fucking tation. Please understand that when understanding, this whole case. Exploitation is sexual exploitation is just as bad as anything else. For the people who really thinking this man is just a saint, and this is just an attack on his character and his legacy, and please know that, because at the very least, like, I like I said, I wasn't there, but I don't think it's a coincidence that there's so many allegations against this man, and he fits the profile. A man, with a lot of money and a lot of power, who puts off this image as the good guy, clean cut, like that. He fits the description of a narcissistic predator. He fits the description. So when things come out, it doesn't surprise me. And I don't have enough uh connection, enough empathy to his celebrity to feel sorry for him. It's not about hating this man. Like I said, it's a tragedy all the way around. And it's something that needs to be dealt with. And just throwing people in jail ain't enough. People need help. People need help. Jail does not help. Jail makes it worse. These men come out and they all they do is now you're in another environment where there's predatory behavior. Jail doesn't help. But just letting the shit slide ain't helping either. This is, man, I'm telling y'all, something else is going on with this. Something out there building cases. They're building cases. This because you can't, like, again, like, the way like, you can't just, shit just doesn't just get fixed overnight. But this is why I keep bringing up and weaving technology into everything that I'm saying, because this is a really bad problem. Like, again, I don't think people really appreciate how severe the problem of sexual predation is, the sexual abuse, and the exploitation of people. It's I don't I don't think people really wrap their minds around how severe this situation is. And again, we know how, trauma can become genetic and passed down genetically. We understand, like science and psychology, like all of these things have been growing because they've been experimenting on and researching on these things for a long time without anybody really even giving it any thought or any attention. They've done so much research trying to figure out how to get you to spend money. You don't think they also know, the negative consequences of playing around in people's minds, the damage that trauma does to the psyche, the collective psyche, the connections that most people have that they don't, know about or don't realize that they have or have closed themselves off to for whatever reason. Technology is really evolving, and people need to really look into all the way because it's so advanced that it's really hard for me to even articulate it. That's why I encourage people to look into shit and research it for themselves, especially men. Not saying just men, but especially men. Because if it's a man's world, it used to be a man's world. When that man said that, no, because again, this is not about hatred of men. I'm just speaking from my experience, from my experiences of men and living in a male dominated society. This, these changes are profound, very profound. And if y'all felt like it was a man's world, guess what? It's technology's world now. So men really need to sit and think and process what they really believe their place is in this world, or if you even still have a place in this world. And since you don't want to talk about it with women, that's problem number one right there. That's why you have so many men believing that everything has to be one or the other. It has to be men. Women can't be involved, and then cry all the tears in the world when a woman finally breaks through. There were no tears when they was keeping women out, but as soon as a woman makes her way in, they're crying fucking tsunamis and tidal waves of tears. This is like the most hilarious shit that I've really been noticing over the years. Like the real turnaround with men and their approach and how they talk about like women and sex and it's so funny. Like like I grew up in like men like that bravado, that machismo, like that hyper masculinity was like on 1,000, on 1,000. Like niggas was not caring. Niggas was not caring at all. And as women, we co-sign that shit. This is what bothers me when I try to have these conversations with certain men. It's like you absolutely cannot, because it's like they're so it's somewhere just like really stuck in their mind, and you just cannot let a woman in. It's like when you try to strike up a conversation with a man, like a man might be like oh I like I watch anime, and and your response try to be nice, again you might like the nigga or whatever. Oh, I like anime. You don't like anime. Stand on one foot and bark like a dog and tell me 5 trillion things about anime. Oh, you can't. Exactly. Don't talk to me. Whoa. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Sorry to disturb you. Sorry to bother you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you. But then these same men will go back, cry crocodile tears. women don't do anything. Women don't know how to deal with rejection. We get rejected all the time. Nigga, I just tried to talk to you about anime and you rejected the shit out of me. When you do it, it's fine. When a woman does it, it's the end of the fucking world. You see how it's always this turnaround, these fucking cartwheels and backflips. Like I say, that this shit is old. Like again, the masculinity was born on a fucking thousand. Go back and listen to old school hip hop. I remember talk like it. Go back and listen to shit that niggas used to say. I said I grew up around niggas. I remember the conversations. Horrible shit. But we just fucking laughed it off. Niggas used to brag about fucking their babysitters. Now all of a sudden they was raped. now there's the tidal wave and the tsunami of tears now. Back in the day, the way niggas used to talk shit, yeah, I fucked all my babysitters. I've been fucking all my babysitters. These bitches bow down. Like, I'm a pimp for real. You know, they can't resist me. I've been getting my dick sucked since I was 2. I get all these hoes. Yeah, I'm fucking them all. I even got some of them pregnant. I don't care. I don't care. No, I ain't using no fucking condoms. Fuck them. Fuck these bitches. Fuck these hoes. They know what they know. They know what it is. If I got something, they got it. If I got some hot shit, if I got disease, then they got it. If I get AIDS, guess what? All my bitches getting it. I get hoes. I'm a pimp. Again, listen to all that old school hip hop, how fucking sexist and misogynistic it was, and that's how men used to talk. Now, I was raped. I was raped. All of my babysitters raped me. Oh my God. I'm so traumatized. Don't know what to do. Oh my God. Women are predators. I was raped. Oh, my babysitters raped me. Oh my God. Now men sound like that. Men sound like that now. Men are crying tidal waves and tsunamis now. Whereas before, back in the day, it was pimps. And again, that was how much men just had so much space to just say and do anything. Like I said, we was all co-signing it because again, that we was raised like men raised. This is a man's world. That nigga said that on that fucking press conference, standing right next to Bill Cosby. They had the space to say that. They had the space to be misogynistic. They had the space to be assholes, and nobody said anything. And now that it's a problem and people are speaking up, now niggas want to cry rivers and tsunamis and tidal waves. That's all I'm saying. Like, look at the hypocrisy. Stop defending bullshit that never should have been defended. Shit, we all fucked up out here. Why niggas always want special privileges and then oh, my God. Like I said, honestly, if men didn't talk all that shit before, like I probably might have a little bit more sympathy and empathy, but I don't. Because again, women have supported niggas in horrible behavior, just horrible fucking behavior. Because again, for so many years, for so many centuries, women had no fucking choice. You had no choice. You had to stand by that nigga, even though he wasn't shit. You had to stand by him. And in order to survive, you had to be not shit yourself. Because niggas don't respect nice women. You got to learn how to be an asshole your goddamn self. Just to be with these niggas. You gotta turn a blind eye. Okay, look, he bringing money in the house. We eating. He's a man. He out here. Again, the justification, like, because when you need money, like I said, you got to turn into a horrible person. Well, what was she wearing? That's the stand you got to have, because this, again, especially with Bill Cosby, somebody on Bill Cosby level, Camille won't walk away from that lifestyle. The fuck them hoes have on? Why was they in his hotel room? Not why did he ask them, why was that the meeting place, but why did they come? Exploitation. Exploitation. When somebody comes up to you and they don't have anything, how you handle that person says a lot about who you are. If people need to kiss your ass and you need to feel the need to keep people humble and humiliated in order for you to help them out, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And that's in anybody, male or female. And here's the thing, like I said, I call foul on everything, on every fucking thing. But it be certain men, not all men, it be certain men. These fucking blaming on the rain ass niggas. Listen, don't back and support any man that has that kind of mentality, that fucking blaming on the rain, these fucking Milli Vanilli ass niggas. Don't trust no man that got his game from niggas that wore goddess locks. That's just that. Don't do that. Don't sit here and trust and get your game and don't question niggas that got their game from niggas that get bikini waxes. He's blaming on the rain, Milli Vanilli ass niggas. Don't I don't think you want to take them seriously. Because they'll blame it on the rain when it's time, when they fuck you over. Again, that's that a predator can't take responsibility because they in their mind, they're not the problem. Blame it on the rain. Whatever you do, don't put the blame on you. Milli Vanilli put that shit out there. And then niggas will blame it on the rain. Okay. Okay. Like I said, don't take men like that too seriously. Because again, I'm not talking about all men. There's a lot of beautiful men out here. There's a lot of beautiful brothers out here. A lot of beautiful men out here. I'm not saying that. But again, we got to call foul where it needs to be called, but where it needs to be called, and be fair across the whole fucking board. And understand the history and the root of certain things. We all need to take responsibility. And again, it's not a man's world anymore. Like I said, it's technology's world. And until some people and somebody does something about that, it's going to keep unfolding. It's going to keep, and it's already here. Like, here's the thing, like I shared this so many times, like people have been calling foul and warning people for decades, for a long time, that something was here. For a long time. Movies, books, and everybody still wanted to turn a blind eye to it. And you know, niggas want to focus on shit like Bill Cosby. But what about the fact that they can create human beings in labs now? Since you think your dick is so special and it runs the fucking world, how special is it when they can create anybody at any time? What if one day we have to live in a world where, you know, you have to have your children created? What if we are close to a time where if you want to start a family, you have to start with a synthetic human being first to see how you do with that. Let's talk about that. I mean, like I said, I want to talk about technology separately, but just some food for thought. Since, you know, instead of being so worried and concerned about Bill Cosby, since this is a man's world, what if, you know, because like I said, technology is watching us. And it's a matter of time before Skynet is online and becomes sentient. So, what if technology on its own, after what it's been watching, what it's been watching us do for decades, starts making decisions on its own about what we have to do? What if? I'm just saying. I'm just giving y'all food for thought. Don't just think that I'm just some rambling ass, crazy ass bitch. I'm giving you some real fucking food for thought. I'm giving you things to think about because of the future that we are in. The technology that is around us right now that you may not be aware of. So if men have had, all of these secret, all kind of groups, they meet up with other men and worship the phallic symbol and, all kind of other, weirdo stuff. Like I said, ritually harming people, ritually, harming children. Like I said, there's satellites everywhere. Satellites is everywhere. Even if you think you out in the middle of nowhere, you still being watched. They got which is why so many things are becoming unearthed now, where so many things are being uncovered because they have technology that can see people in graves in the fucking dirt from space, or with certain technology, certain um like X-ray technology. That's how they're finding these kids. That's why they're finding the places where all these lynched black people were buried, and all these, massacre sites. What if? What is really us? That's a good question we really need to be talking about. Like I said, I don't want to be in my feelings specifically towards Bill Cosby because, like I said, I don't know him. I don't know him. And yes, these situations definitely need to be discussed, but what are the implications? Is what I'm saying about this kind of behavior that we're missing out on. Because, like I said, this is bigger than just Bill Cosby. Like I said, I personally think my vibes tell me that man was released because he told it all. He's old and he probably wanted to get some shit off his conscience and he didn't want to be in jail. He told whatever it is. So this is far from over. It's far from over. And shit's gonna play out how it's gonna play out. But it's best to be aware. Y'all know they have technology out here now that, you know, they can take a picture of your arm. They don't and can identify you just by that alone. Like, let's just say, a man is some kind of predator and he has a habit of, you know, just somehow touching women, like, but always nobody can see it. He manages to always hide himself, but can somehow, slide his hand through somewhere and do something and touch somebody. And nobody can identify this person. All they need is to see a picture of your arm, your forearm, from your elbow to your fingertips, and that the section in your wrist has a specific vein pattern that's specific to you, just like your fingerprints are specific to you. Your veins in your arms, the vein patterns in your arms have a specific pattern too. So even if nobody ever sees your face, they can get a picture of your arm and identify you, especially if you are in certain databases. Because unfortunately, men that have these weird proclivity, the proclivities like to film themselves. They like to record themselves. They like to brag. And once you have one man that's into that, again, you lay the heat on him, and that man will start talking. And that's how all of this shit has starting to get uncovered. These rings, these groups, these weirdo fucking cliques, like all kind of weird shit going on out here. And they're using technology to figure out a way to get these predators out the fucking way. Some people, and again, I saw the video, and I'm not going to mention where I saw it, but what I will say is that it was a woman from a different country. And what that told me is that there are actually decent people out here that actually care about shit like community and children, unlike this sick ass fucking society. There are other societies out here that are emotionally advanced and understand the importance of protecting children, understand the importance of how to maintain a civilization. And that's where they put their money towards the advancement of culture and civilization. Believe it or not, they're actually decent people out here working on putting a stop to things, and you can't buy them off. Which is what's taken everything so long. Is so long people have just been throwing money at the problems instead of putting money in the solutions. If you it's when you're an advanced person, it says a lot about you what you do with your gifts, the things that make you advanced. If you are a person like, somehow, the creator or whatever you consider your higher power, through divine inspiration gives you the cure to cancer. Your higher power didn't do that in order for you to monetize it and get rich and while other people suffer. You got that inspiration, you got that knowledge to share freely with the world. That's what it's for. But the sad part is, again, when some people see themselves as having, you know, um, being a little bit more special, having, an ability to think differently than other people, or have gifts and abilities and talents that other people don't have, instead of just, you know, um, doing things for the greater good, which is, the common sense thing to do. And like I said, in order for us to survive as a civilization, no, it turns into people end up having like a just starting to like really just detest the people that they're supposed to be leading. And you can't lead people that you detest. You can't lead people that you don't like. You can't lead people that you hate. Eventually you will feel like these people need to be destroyed, not helped. That's why we're sick as a society. The people that we perceive as being simple, like, we instead of, these are the people that we're supposed to be protecting. Not everybody is going to be a genius. Not everybody is going to have immaculate talent. Not everybody is meant to be famous. Not everybody is meant to be Beyonce. But the people who, like I said, have the special abilities and all the talent, end up despising the people that don't. And that's, again, that's a sickness. That is a sickness. Our gifts are for each other, not for ourselves. I'm pretty sure singers and entertainers sing and entertain because it's for you. They get pleasure out of entertaining people and seeing people like what they do. They don't turn around and be like, man, y'all don't appreciate music. I'm not singing for y'all no more. People like that end up, losing, their fan bases. It's like, come on, nigga, you doing this for us. Stop. 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 Art is for the masses. Art is on our advances, the things that we come up with is for the greater good. It should be. And again, not saying that everybody is supposed to be perfect and we're going to live in this utopia where everybody gets along and nobody argues. That's not realistic. Conflict is normal. Conflict is healthy. It's how we learn. It's how we grow. It's how we evolve. But people miss that for trying to understand and deal with things like corruption and abuses of power. This is what it's about. And here you always got these what about people coming in here, the fucking blame it on the rain people coming in here. No, what about this? But women do this. Like I said, now they crying crocodile tears and tsunamis and tidal waves. Really look beyond stuff and not just celebrity. Question shit. Like start researching shit. So there's like certain things, like let certain things sit with you. Like look at something and really sit with how you feel about it. How are you feeling about it? Because like I said, these images and these symbols are put out there to have a certain effect on you, to get you in your feelings. Think about how, like, why am I feeling this way? Ask like why am I really concerned? Like why am I really happy in saying that I'm happy in what Bill Cosby deserved and what he didn't deserve when you don't know him? That's gonna always be the argument that I come back to. Y'all don't know these people to take a side. It's not about taking his side when you don't know him. Don't you know, if you know him and you want to take his side, you want to defend him, that's all fine and well. I don't know that man. But I've never liked a lot of his behavior, and he always seemed like a creep to me. Just like that nigga that was standing beside him today. It's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a girl, a woman, or a girl. I can't, man. That was the some of the if that didn't sound creepy to nobody, then again, some of y'all are way off. Some of y'all are way off. And again, that's that mentality, that hyper masculinity. It's a man's world, but it wouldn't be shit if these bitches wasn't here cleaning and sucking my dick. That's what that song is about. But again, getting men is it's a man's world, right? But then when people start addressing the problems of the world, all of a sudden men are crying crocodile tears, tsunamis, and tidal waves. That's what I'm saying. I'm not here to shit on men. I'm just saying if you believe that, you believe it's a man's world, take responsibility for how fucked up this shit is. How is it a man's world, but when it's time to clean it up, y'all, I ain't cleaning this up. I ain't do this. What? Stop playing. Y'all niggas is weird. Y'all niggas is fucking weird. And it's disturbing. This shit is fucking disturbing. But I tell you what, like I said, it's not over. Like I said, something else is going on here. Something else is going on here. Like I said, this is bigger than just Bill Cosby. Trust and believe. It's bigger than Bill Cosby. It's deeper than just Bill Cosby. And to me, I don't at all, you know, think it's not a coincidence that as, Britney Spears is finally speaking out and letting people know, what situation, which is something else, like I said, that a lot of people have been speaking out about that situation for a long time. And again, people speak out for her. Like I said, the beautiful thing is that she has privilege. So, she's a white woman. So ring the alarm. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna be an asshole and be like, is she white? Fuck her. No. That's horrible. Nobody should have to live like that. That's fucking horrible. Anybody. That's fucking horrible. That is horrible. She's a grown ass woman and she can't go nowhere by herself. She has no say in having an IUD inside of her. That's fucking horrible. You have to be a sick person to hear all this and think that any of that is normal. You are sick if you watched any of her career and thought that any of that shit was fucking normal. And to be honest, I in my heart of hearts, the Britney Spears we grew up with, that she's gone. She's gone. That little girl that came into that industry is gone. And we may never know the whole story because that girl is gone. Like I said, I ain't even gonna. It's fucking sad and sick. She can't go nowhere, and every time she goes somewhere, she has to be around people that she has no idea. She just perfect strangers. And again, if she has to go through that, and that's a white woman, one of the most successful white women of her time, what the fuck is these black kids going through that came up in this fucking industry? And we so always about being tough and swearing that ain't nothing happening, and they came in with their families. Just because Beyonce has her mother and her father in her life doesn't mean that nothing tragic ever happened to her, that nobody ever did anything to her. it's it's Man, this shit is, I'm telling y'all, this is deeper than Bill Cosby. Stop thinking you know that man. Stop thinking you know that man. Analyze his career a little more. Look into, uh, you know, mm, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. This whole shit is weird. This just weird vibes all over it. Weird vibes all over it. Like I said, that whole press conference was weird. Weird. All of it. All of it was just weird and staged. Weird. But like I said, you won't. This is just the beginning. Like I said, really look into technology. That's the look into science and technology, and stop worrying about these fucking celebrities. Do yourself a favor if you're really in your feelings. Like I said, a lot of y'all just need to admit that y'all don't care. And the way a lot of people responded when news came out that this man was released really let me know that people really don't care. People really don't care. People don't do their research. People don't really listen. People aren't unbiased when it comes to these celebrities. And you're more worried about him than anything that's actually really going on. And you so wanting to hold on to your fucking fantasies, your fucking cartoon life, that you out here acting like it's a fucking celebration. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that man should rot in jail. I'm not saying that at all. But you're a disgusting person if you felt like this was something that was that was you know a good thing, or to start saying, you know, being dismissive of these experiences. Like I said, it's unfortunate. Like I said, I will never, I will never rejoice at situations like this. Even if I feel like somebody deserved it, that's still not a good thing to rejoice in somebody's downfall. I'm just not that type of person. I'm just not that type of person. And not that I'm some saint or anything like that, but that's just not that's just not how I do things. Because again, this is a sensitive topic. And there are a lot of women out here that have really survived some horrible situations, and to see people saying, like that's right, and just really just being dismissive of the fucking trauma and shit that a lot of people, not just women, just a lot of people have to deal with, to just not be considerate. And I'm not here to, like I said, be judged, but I can't make people be considerate of other people. I'm just saying that that's why I'm not sitting around celebrating, you know, especially when he went into jail. Whatever, whether he went to jail or got out of jail, to me, either way, there was nothing to celebrate either way. This is all really just sad and unfortunate. And it's also sad and unfortunate that as adults we don't know how to better handle and have better discourse around these situations. Like a lot, it's some grown ass niggas out here on the internet, and they're talking like they're 15 years old. Don't get me wrong, I'm as petty as they fucking come, but come the fuck on. Come on. Anyway, I'm done. That was my rant. That was my take. uh, Again, get out your fake feelings, get out your cartoon fucking life, and actually look into the things that will impact you and affect you, far more and far greater than anything Bill Cosby ever did for you.